Sarah and I have come close to death a couple times. Our mom loved us. Like, don't get this wrong, but like she was sick. So we were put in some situations where I kind of feel like we should have died. Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 1 of the Flipside Podcast. Of course, for my first guest, I had to have my favorite person ever, my sister, SJ.
Hi, guys.
So today, we're going to be talking a little bit about my testimony, what makes me me. So, of course, I thought there'd be no other person to have here for this episode than her. But just to start it off, so the Flipside Podcast, basically, I just want it to be a place where females can come to feel seen and heard. Life can look so perfect on the outside, so perfect on social media. I mean, I'm very kind of strict on myself in a sense of like my perception and like how I want to present myself to others, which is a good thing. But so often, we go through things in life as humans, and sometimes people might not know about those things. And I just feel like the Lord has really been putting it in my heart for a long time to start this podcast. And I'm trying to just go with it. Of course, it's scary and anything new is like, oh my gosh, but he won't get the thought out of my head. So here we are. I just want to share my story. Of course, today Sarah's on, but there's going to be other people on. It's not always going to be talking about me. It's going to be talking about just things in life. Things that you go through, friendships, business, anxiety, travel, so many different things. So I hope that you guys can take something from this and just overall not feel alone, because life can be really hard. And I think there's so much beauty in testimony. So that's basically what I want to use this platform for. So to start it off, I thought it would be, first let me introduce Brix. This is Brixton. He is my little baby. This podcast will be coming out in January. We're recording it a couple months before then. So we literally just got this baby and it's nap time for him right now. But to start it off, I wanted to, since Sarah and I are night and day, completely different, I'm going to give Sarah 3 real estate terms and see how well she can figure out the meaning of them. And then she's going to give me 3 medical terms, and then we'll get into it after that.
It'll be really interesting to see how this goes because I'm not that smart.
Well, and so often when we talk, it's like, I'll be talking to her about work and she's like, I have no idea what you're saying. And then vice versa. I'm like, dude, what? Like, yeah. So the first one that I'm going to start
I'm
with.
nervous.
What does contingency mean?
Okay. I feel like I had to ask you this whenever I was buying my house. So contingency is whenever the deal is not completely like put through, but it's in this, like it's somebody might have like put in an offer. So it's like kind of under contract, but it hasn't gone through yet, right? I think I asked you about that.
Okay, so a contingency or a contingent offer basically means that the sale is contingent upon something else. So say if you submitted an offer to buy my house, a contingent offer, it would be like you're submitting an offer on my house, but it's contingent upon you selling your house so that you can have the money to buy my house.
Anyways.
So that's close.
I mean, I guess kind of.
Okay, next one, short sale.
The sale is just not like it long in time. I don't know. It's a quick one. Quick sale.
Really it?
That's
your guess?
That's my guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Short sale.
Okay, we'll take
Not
that
a lot of time. Not a long sale. Short sale.
Not a long sale. Short sale. Okay. And the last one, escrow.
It's about money, right? Like people have an escrow account. I'm pretty sure I have one of those because I bought a house.
Yes.
Something about where your money is at for your house. Like, oh, I have this money in escrow. I don't know, something about money and buying a house because that happened to me and I don't know what that means,
But you did it.
but I bought a house and so yeah, I'm confused about the whole process.
I
But
walked her through it, guys. Don't worry.
yep, I would literally not have been able to buy the house without Sailor's help because I had no idea what was going on the entire time. So I was just like, oh yeah, me and my man like this house and we're gonna buy it, and that's all I
And then
know.
I'm like, okay, you got to do this, 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 this. Sadly, Sarah's in New Mexico and I'm in Texas. So I really wanted her to buy a house here in Lubbock, but she had other plans.
Yep. She's a New Mexico girly.
Okay, hit me with 3.
Okay. I'm just going to give like 3 medical terms that are basically just a few letters that,
Letters, that's hard.
well, they're just a few letters that mean something else. I feel like that's the only way to do something like this. So, the first term that I'm going to give you that we use often in my field of work is NPO. What does it mean if, oh, the patient's NPO?
Like in as in nickel?
Yeah.
Okay, NPO. The patient is NPO.
I feel like we're in a spelling bee.
I'm like, okay. NPO. Not
I've literally asked you this before too. That's crazy.
positioned. Oh man. Yo. Does it actually stand for the letters?
No.
Oh, girl, this is hard. I need an easier one next time. The patient's an NPO. They're coding, like they're about to die. That's my guess. Because if the letters don't match,
Yeah,
then
anyways, you would be really bad at my job. It means nothing by mouth. So they can't eat anything, they can't drink anything.
oh.
An NPO.
So they're alive though.
They're alive.
They're
They
not,
are fully
they're
alive.
not coding.
Okay.
Easier, please.
Okay. Let me Okay,
This-
I'm gonna give you like a little option thing here.
Okay.
Okay, so in the emergency room specifically, we go off of like acuity levels. So there's a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3.
Can I know what acuity means?
Like the severity,
Oh,
like
okay.
who's the most sick. So
Okay.
you have level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s. Which one do you think out of 1, 2, and 3 is the most critical?
3.
1.
That was a trick question.
That's
Of
just
course, you
how-
would think 3 is most severe. Like it's higher on the level. So level 1 is like they're down bad,
Level 1 is
and
like,
level 3 is like they're not. That
level
bad.
1 is like any major trauma or they're dead. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Sarah deals with dead people.
Yeah, she does. Okay, for my last question, let me think. Oh my gosh, this is kind of hard. I don't know. I
Well,
don't want to
you've
give you
asked me
an
so
I don't
many-
want to give you a letter one again. I gave
Okay.
you the acuities. Okay, we'll do a body part. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Where is your femur?
I feel like I know this one. Like somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I broke my femur." Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
you
a
can
thing.
break it.
You can. It's not good when you do.
It reminds me of there's like that vine, and it's like a lemur. Okay, a femur.
Oh my gosh.
When you break your femur, it's like in your hip area.
Okay, you're actually on the right track. I'm very
Okay.
proud of you for that. But
I'm using like context because I swear I've heard somebody like say this before.
Okay.
So where is it,
it's
Sarah?
this long bone in your leg.
Oh, okay.
So like you were up there. There's like the like femur head that's like up in your hip. So you were definitely on the right track, and I'm really proud of you for that one. Go team.
Let's go.
Okay, 1 out of 3. She got it.
I would say you probably got like 2 out of 3.
I feel like the only reason I knew anything in the slightest was because I bought a house. That
Yeah,
was-
she used to be way worse, but we've conditioned her a little bit since
There's
then.
some things that she talks about with people on the phone, and I'm like, you're lying that you know what all of this means. That's crazy. So, okay, well, that was fun.
That's so funny. Okay. So basically, I just want to share a little bit of our story. So just chime in where you feel.
Okay, first, I wanted to say I'm really proud of you for doing something like this just because I feel like I've heard you talk about it for a really long time, and I just know how passionate you are about your life and our life and all of the things that you're doing. And I think it's really cool that you want to do a podcast. I love podcasts. I love listening to podcasts when I'm cleaning the house and getting ready and in the car. I feel like it's a really cool way that you can somewhat like connect with people, but also show like the nitty gritties about your life that people don't see on social media, because I do really think that social media sometimes like misconstrues like what people's lives entail and what people are
Mhm.
actually going through. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of the time, growing up, a lot of people thought that we really didn't have anything but like a perfect life, and it was
Mm.
anything far from that. I mean, it was amazing nonetheless, but
Yeah,
I feel like there's so much more that goes on the inside that people don't see like from an outsider's perspective. And so
for sure.
I think it's really cool that you want to like shed light on the things that you struggle with, but also like the cool details of like the good things going on in your life. And I feel honored to be here and like be your first guest. And
Oh,
if I had a podcast, you'd be my first guest.
yeah,
So
I
I love you
love
so much.
you.
And I love your little dog.
Thanks. Okay, that was so sweet. I love that you like, the verbiage that you used was, like, shedding light because I feel like that's, like, what the Lord put me on this earth to do is to be a light to others, and, that's why there's a lightning bolt in the logo of the Flipside Podcast, um, just because I just wanna help others and be be a light during dark times or confusing times. So,
You do
I
a
love that
really
you see
good
a
job
light
of
in me.
that. You do a good job of that. You've shed a lot of light on things in my life, and you've been there whenever things have been really bad and when things are really good. But like, I also see how you treat other people, and you make me want to be a better person because you're so kind and welcoming. And I just always strive to like be more like that. And I feel like you also just inspire me to like do that and be more kind and outgoing. And I'm like a little more like introverted than you are. Maybe it used to not be like that because I was
No,
kind of
Sarah was, like,
crazy.
bouncing off the
But,
walls.
like, as I'm getting older, I'm getting, like, more introverted, but you kind of help me, like, wanna step out, and you also like, I don't know, you just make me wanna be better all the way around and be closer to
I
God
love
and do
you.
all the good things, so
It's like a business. You're
yeah, I'm
like,
business to
"Yeah,
y'all.
buddy." Okay, so we're gonna take it back to Brixton's getting comfortable right here. We're gonna take it back to where it started. So Sarah and I were born in Clovis, New Mexico.
I mean, technically, we were born in Lubbock, but we live in
We were
Clovis.
born in the hospital in Lubbock, but we lived in Clovis, which is just like an hour and a half from here. All of our family's still in Clovis, and Sarah was born in 1999, and I was
Barely made it out of the night.
barely. And I was born in 2001. Everybody gives me so much crap for being a 2000s baby. Um, but I mean, we're here.
Here we are.
And yeah. So we're how many months apart?
I think, like,
16?
16 or something,
Yeah. We're six.
maybe less, I don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna say we're 16 months apart. So growing up, like we've just always been really close. We have like
We've always
grown.
had the same friends, we
Yeah,
like,
like,
been
we
in the
would
same
fight like
activities, yeah.
normal siblings would, but, like, we just always would make up really fast because we just loved each other and
We're all
loved
each other
being
had, so
around each other. Very true. So I feel like what maybe some people know if you're closer to us and what other people might not know is our childhood was pretty chaotic, and, of course, these are the things that we don't go posting on our social media. Some of you guys might know that our mom passed away when I turned 18. It was like 1 month before I was leaving for college, and she passed away. It was accidental overdose, and she struggled extremely with substance abuse and mental illness. And through her struggles, I think while she was here on earth, I really had no understanding of them at all. And with her passing, it just has really changed my perspective on life and on those things. So that's a huge piece that shaped us. Would you say that like mom struggled for as long as you can remember?
Yeah, like, I feel like kind of remembering back, I remember maybe some good times when I was maybe, like, less than 10 years old, probably, like, 6 or 7, like, I have some good memories, when things were normal, but I also kind of wonder how naive we were to actually understand what was going on
Yeah.
because it just after we got older, I feel like that's all that we could remember, and nonetheless, like, our mom really was, like, a good person, and she, had good days just like anybody does, but addiction is a disease, and it makes people do things, and I think for really, yeah, as long as I can remember, her addiction was very, very prominent in our life.
Mm, yeah. And I think that it was like it was so confusing as kids because, like, obviously our dad was like superhero in
Yeah,
our
we
world.
have an
Like,
amazing
he
father.
is a rock star. And so I'm so grateful. Like, I thank God every single day for giving me a stable father because, some kids are brought into the mix with like two unstable parents. And so, like, thank goodness we had an amazing support system around us with him and our stepmom and our grandparents. We really were blessed in that department. But it was just really confusing from a very young age to obviously crave a relationship and the steadiness that, a daughter wants with her mother. It just was not consistent at all. Like, mom was so good when she was good. It's what we always say.
Yeah, like
Mom was
she's
good
good
when
when
she was
she's good
good,
and
but
she's bad when
she was
she's bad.
crazy when she was bad. And I think with her passing, I've obviously it's a healing journey. And grief is a crazy thing. It comes and goes and hits you on certain days, and some days you feel fine. But I feel like it's honestly what needed to happen. I
Yeah,
mean, she struggled for so long and
I think, like, as unfortunate as it sounds, though, we always kind of knew.
yeah,
Like, I always had this really weird, like, I don't know if it was intuition or what it was, honestly, but I always just had this feeling that she wasn't gonna be around forever, and I know that that's might sound morbid and might sound crazy, but I think that subconsciously we all knew that the road was not going in the correct direction, and I
for
just
sure.
think that it was almost, like, too far gone, that it wasn't gonna get any better. It just seemed like the, like, manic episodes were more frequent than they ever had been,
Mhm.
and they were longer than they ever had been, and it just seemed to be like it's like insanity. Like, it's just this cycle that literally never changes. Like, you just go back to the same result, like, every
Mhm.
single time.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that I think we knew.
Yeah. I always kind of knew in my heart too. I think there was a piece of me that was like, "Oh, like, mom's gonna pull through. Like, she's gonna get out of this and she's gonna be fine." And there was so many times that I mean, she was in and out of rehab, she was in and out of jail. She there was times where I was like, "Okay, this time it's gonna be different." And
Like, this is gonna
she
be
would
it.
come home
Yeah.
from rehab and, like, I would feel like I have my mom back. I'm like, "Okay, she's good. She's not sleeping all day.
She's
She's
motivated.
not short-tempered with us." And it felt so good, but it was just a reoccurring pattern of, like, when I got to a certain age, I was like, "How long is this gonna last?" And then it never would last. She'd get back to her everyday environment, and it would just tank her normal temptations, her normal things that would set her off.
Well, I think it's like people that go and have treatment, it's like that's not real life. And then you're thrown back into real life where it's stressful and you're around triggering things. And
Mhm.
I mean, if mentally, if you're not there and you're not strong, like it's so easy to fall back into old habits. And I feel like that speaks for anybody in their habits that they have. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that everybody can attest to having, you know, habits or things that they don't like that they do that somehow sometimes you revert back
Mm,
to that. It just takes a lot to
it's very
get on
true.
the right track. But I know we kind of veered off on that, but you asked, do I think it's more peaceful now? Yes, in a
Mhm.
way. I think it's more peaceful knowing that our family is not struggling like they were. Sure, there's new struggles. You're struggling in different ways. There's
Yeah.
grieving and missing out on or feeling like, "Oh, this would be so different, like, if my mom was here." But at the same time, there was so many sleepless nights and
Mm.
anxiety and worry. Like, I was in college when my mom died. I was fresh into nursing school. I think I was in my 2nd semester of nursing school when it happened, and I remember how hard it was being away from you and being away from our other sister that we have.
London,
Um
she's 10.
yeah, she's 10. I think that as a big sister, it was really hard for me knowing that I was away from you guys and I couldn't help you guys like through what was going on when it started happening.
Yeah.
Um, but you ask if it was peaceful. Being away in college felt like a vacation because
Mm.
I wasn't in the everyday
Living
mix
on
of
eggshells
Mhm.
of not knowing when shit was gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, and sometimes I didn't know if we could cuss on your podcast.
Can we cuss? Yeah. I mean,
um
I'm just a cusser. I'm sorry. My name's Sailor for a reason, and
I
we just
um I think that after our mom died, I had a little bit of guilt. because I was gone in
Mhm.
college and I wasn't there, like, with you guys,
Yeah.
but soon I realized that obviously, like, I had to go to college
Yeah,
and
and
I
it
had to
wasn't your
go away, and it
responsibility
wasn't
to
my
take care of
responsibility,
us,
yeah,
yeah. But
but
it's so hard because
mhm.
we were so close, and then bringing a baby into the mix. London was born in
2015?
2015? 2015, so Sarah was 17,
Yeah, I was, like, a
you were a
senior.
senior. I think Sarah was 17 and I was 15.
No, I was, like, a junior because I graduated in
Just 17, so
2017.
she was born 2015. Yeah, so you were probably 16
Yeah.
and I was probably 14. Um, so we had this baby sister we have a baby
We have
sister.
a baby
We have a
sister.
baby sister. She's not much of a baby anymore, but, um, London was born in 2015, and dad wasn't involved in the picture, and, of course, our mom had been kind of crazy our whole life, so when London was born, I was just kind of like, "God, what is your motive here? Like, why are we bringing a beautiful, precious baby into this chaotic
Yes.
mess?" Like, it just did not make any sense, and now I see that it had to happen for a reason because London has changed my life in so many different ways, um, but that was really hard, like, you
Yeah.
having regret or maybe not. Yeah, maybe regret was did you say it was regret? Like,
Like, guilt.
guilt. Okay, you having guilt. I was so anxious to leave for school. I was about to leave to UNM, um, in 1 month, and I was like, "Who the heck is gonna actually make sure this baby's okay?" Like, mom was just very inconsistent,
Off
our
the wall.
I mean,
It
you just didn't know what you were gonna
yeah.
get, but our grandparents were involved, so they could help out when they could, but sometimes our mom would push everybody away, and she could be very destructive when she was doing that, and our grandparents are older, fragile, precious people, and so kind of fast forwarding or let's backtrack, I should say. Our parents got divorced when I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah, I had to have been, like,
And,
almost middle school.
our dad got full custody, so we lived with our dad and our stepmom full time. Um, our dad didn't really like for us to stay at our mom's house, but we would still go over there and visit, and more prominently when London was born. I'd pick her up from school, we'd do bath time together, we'd do dinner. Sometimes I would just casually stop in, and my mom might be having a good day and it would be fine, and then there'd be some days where my mom would be passed out in the back bedroom and London's playing in the living room by herself. Like, it was literally to a T what Sarah and I's childhood was, only in the fact that London didn't have a
Somebody
sibling
else
there with
to
her 24/7 to live it with her, and also a stable father figure. So it was really hard, and Sarah and I definitely stepped up in those ways. Is my hair messed up?
just a little bit.
You're so real for that. Thanks, girl. Um, it was just, like, hard because we stepped up. Obviously, she's our sister, we felt responsible, and our grandparents helped out too, but, like, I was so worried to leave for school because I'm like, "Who's gonna casually stop in and make sure everything's okay?" Or when my mom is sleeping all day and nobody picks Lennon up from school, like, who's gonna pick her up? Because sometimes if my mom was in an episode, she would shut, like, my grandparents out, and, like,
Yeah, she would just completely, like, isolate herself.
yeah, and, like, so when there's a baby involved, it's like, "Is London okay? Like, do we need to take her?
There's a
What kind
lot
of
of, like,
episode is
fear and
this?"
anxiety, I think,
Mhm.
that went into that season,
Yeah.
and a lot of, again, using the term guilt that I'm sure you were feeling when it came
Yeah.
time to leave.
Mhm. So, the fact that that happened 1 month before I left, it was crazy, and we can get into that here in a second, but I wanna kind of stay on track right now with our story, with our upbringing. Are you going somewhere else, Bricks? You wanna go with your Auntie Sarah? He's so sleepy right now. Um, but
Doesn't
our
lay down.
sometimes he just likes to lay in funky positions.
Mhm.
He's literally half asleep. Um, growing up, it was crazy. And, like, sometimes with these episodes, we just didn't really know what we were gonna get. So, living in a inconsistent environment like that, it's not fair to kids at all. It's actually really scary to be like, "Okay, mom's about to pick us up from school, like, what is that gonna look like today?" Sometimes she would not pick us up from school, and we would be the last kids at school, and our dad works for the railroad, so he was kind of gone a lot. He would be home a night, gone a night, home a night, gone a night, and, I mean, somebody had to make money, and for a time in our life, our mom was really successful.
Yeah, she was very
She
successful, and I
was
I always tell people that. I'm
yeah,
like, at one point, like, our mother was a very, very successful woman.
a successful, excuse me, businesswoman to be specific. Um, I feel like I definitely model after her in all the good ways, but she was a complete badass at real estate, and that's so beautiful, and I have to honor her for that, and for the reason that I got into it. So, again, she was good when she was good, but when she was bad, I mean, our dad obviously was the consistency there and also the income consistency as well. So he had a job to do, like, and he had to provide for us and, which meant that he was gone a lot. And our dad's mom, we call her grandma, and then our mom's parents, gran and granddad is what we call them. We are
We were
so
with them
tight
all
with
the
our grandparents
time.
because we spent a lot of time with them just because if dad was gone and mom was freaking out, it's like we were
Yeah, our
calling our
grandparents would
grandparents to be
take
like, "Hey,
us.
can you please
Can you
save
pick us
me?"
up from school? Can you come get us from the
Yeah.
house? Can
Or like mom's freaking out, like, "Can you come get us? We'll be outside with our bags." Like, that also was so sad as a kid to have to
It's a lot of back and forth.
no, and just always be ready to pack a bag and fly out the door. Like,
Yeah, like, you never know what's gonna happen, or sometimes you run out with nothing, and it's like,
yeah.
"Okay, well, I'm here, and I only have myself, but I need to go."
And just having that as your home life, it was just so the only way that I can describe it is emotionally confusing.
Yeah,
Because, as a kid, your parents are supposed to be your support system. They're supposed to be your whole world. Granted, everybody has their shit. I mean, we're not perfect. We are human. And I can recognize that. But when you choose to bring kids into this world, there's a responsibility that you hold.
yeah.
And I think that our mom just got so lost with her illnesses. Um, and to speak on that, I mean, it was
She was bipolar, she had depression.
borderline schizophrenic
I think she was maybe, like, almost
diagnosed.
schizophrenic.
How many,
I
like
don't well,
she
I
was
mean,
half schizophrenic.
no, not she was, like she said she was schizophrenic. I don't know if it was ever, like,
She also was a
formally
pathological
diagnosed. She
liar.
lied a lot, yeah,
So, like,
so we
half
don't actually
of
really know.
half of our childhood, we're like, "Yeah, our mom said this," but, like, we don't
We
know
don't
if that's
know.
true. Or, like,
But
sometimes
yes, like, I really do think now that I'm older and I have the knowledge that I have and I've seen the things that I've seen, she had to have been schizophrenic. Like, there's people talking to her, telling her things that
yeah.
so
After she passed away, didn't you find one of her journals? And it was, like, different
yeah, I did. Whenever we were cleaning out her house and, she was, like, writing in this journal, almost as if, like, you were talking to yourself, um, like, talking about us and that, "Oh, you can't take them away," or "They don't need you, they don't deserve you," like, voices in your head kind of shit,
mm,
and so that's whenever I knew I was like, "Okay," like, when somebody asks, "Was your mom schizophrenic?" I would say yes.
yeah.
Like, there was definitely things going on, and the mania, like, the episodes, where she would be manic were so real. Like, in my career, I see so many people that struggle significantly with mental health.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia being a very prominent diagnosis, in these schizophrenic episodes that I see people have, and a lot of them remind me of our mom. Some of them, I'm thankful that our mom was not that crazy or, like, not that extreme, I guess, is a better term to use, but, yeah, she was definitely, bipolar, depression, schizophrenic,
And then struggled with addiction.
and had addiction on top of all of that. And yeah, emotionally confusing is a very good word to use. I would also use the term like inconsistent for our childhood. And I think whenever I would see like some of my friends that would have like such normal lives, I was almost like envious of that because I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't just go to my mom. Like
Mm,
if I tell my mom something, she might hold it over my head
yeah,
in 2 weeks, you know?
literally.
I think that that's really hard, especially growing up, and I feel like as girls, like, you're so much more inclined to, like, being close with your mom, or at least that's what, like, girls want,
Yeah.
um, but I'm so thankful that we're really close with our dad because even though he's a dad and he probably doesn't wanna hear half of the things that we tell him, he's the first person I would call.
Yeah,
Like,
and we
if
literally
I
tell
needed
him
something, yeah, I'm like, "I'll
any
just
and
tell you
everything, like,
anything." Yeah.
he just is there
He's
for
so
it.
chill. He's just a
Yeah.
chill guy.
And we have an awesome stepmom too, which we're,
Yes.
like, so
So
close with her.
thankful.
I
We're
mean,
so thankful
she
for her too.
was a blessing because as soon as our parents got divorced and Glenna was introduced to us,
She picked up the slack.
no, literally, and she was
Yes.
modeled the motherly figure that we needed, and I mean, I'm so grateful she was there for all of the monumental seasons growing up as a young girl that, like, we
Mhm.
needed a female,
I
not our
always
dad.
feel like I praise people who are step parents, especially whenever you step into an environment that is chaotic.
Oh
I always
gosh.
have told my stepmom, and I know when she watches this that she will recognize this. I always tell her, like, thank you for stepping into a role and taking on two young girls with this chaotic life whenever you did not have to.
No.
And I think that she is a woman that models consistency. She models love. She models all of these beautiful things wrapped into one person where I'm just so thankful that like she was part of God's plan for our life.
Yeah.
I knew her. I actually knew my stepmom before she was my stepmom. And I always loved her. I always thought she was just like super cool and very homey. Like not homey as in friend, but like
Like, so
homey as a home. Like
yeah.
she felt like home
And she's just
and
real. Like,
she's
that's
just
what
so
like,
real.
when
Yeah.
we bring our friends around, our family, like, everybody loves to be around our parents, and, like, they might be like, "Oh, like, I'm nervous, like, what if your parents don't like me?" And then, like, after, they're like,
Oh,
"Your
they're
parents
so
are so
cool.
cool." Like, they're just chill. They're real. Like, the energy is just real, and that's I feel like
I
how
think
we
that's
are.
yeah, I think that that's also helped shape us into the types of people that we are.
The authenticity.
They didn't hesitate to make us come correct when we needed to.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've had friends that didn't have that kind of parenting where they were never held accountable. But our dad and our stepmom 100% have always held us accountable,
Very.
but not come to us too harsh, I guess.
There was
Or,
grace, but I
yeah,
feel like
there's a lot of
also,
grace.
surprisingly for what we went through as kids, we've also held ourselves to a very high standard too. I
Yes.
think we were just raised in that with our dad, but also we had fear driven in us at such a young age of how crazy our mom was that it was like, we
Like, I don't want
will
to ever be like
no, that's my biggest
this.
fear. Like,
Yeah.
I do not want to end up like my
The
mom.
worst parts of our mom is something that I wouldn't wish on anybody because I don't wish like the chains of addiction on anybody. I've seen that in a lot of different like avenues in my own life, like my own personal life and relationships that I've been in and things like that. And I see like the chokehold that it has
Ugh,
on people and
it takes a person away. I mean, I literally feel like I mean, it is. Addiction is the devil. It takes hold of somebody, and once you get vulnerable, like, once you start whether it's drinking, whether it's taking pills, it was pills for our mom, it really puts your spirit in a vulnerable place, and I just think that things attach onto you then, and the devil's just, like, has a hold of you, and very few people make it out of that, which is so sad, but it's like Sarah was talking about how our mom had voices in her head, like, she would literally, like we could tell that, like, what was going on in here was not real, like, she would sit there and, like, yell at us and be like, "You love your stepmom more than us," or "I'm never enough for you." She would think that everybody hated her,
she would like
that we
have
didn't love
these
her. I
she would
mean
have these thoughts that she created
yes,
in her mind,
just like
but
a
she
false
convinced
idea.
herself that everybody already told her that they hated
She, like,
her.
knew it, like, she
Yeah.
lived by that, and, like, it didn't matter how many times I told my mom that I loved her. I mean, it's crazy, after she passed, I found we were going through her stuff, and I found some old notes that I had wrote her, and, like, in our family, like, notes are really big,
Yeah,
like,
we're
we
big
leave
note
notes, our
people.
mom always left us notes, our dad would leave us notes, like, we
We
just
leave each
write each
other
other notes.
notes.
And so it didn't shock me that she saved this, I guess kind of the specific note, I was like, "Why did you say this?" I don't know how old I was, little enough to not spell things right, I will say that, it was not grammatically,
Right.
correct, but it would be like, "I love you so much, mommy, like, please don't be upset with me. I just really, really love you and everything's gonna be okay. Don't be mad at me because I have to go," or like whatever. It would be something like that where I'm just like overly
Like you're
compensating because I know that, like, she would throw that in our face of, like, "You don't love me, you
She was
love your
very
dad." Like,
manipulative.
and so as a kid, it's like, am I not enough? Like, is my love for you not enough? Or am I really doing something wrong? Like, it was so confusing, but also confusing in a sense as I grew up, I started to be able to recognize what I now label as emotional confusion as I hate this woman with every single being in my body. Like, she has hurt me, she has hurt my family, she has ruined my life, but I also love her and I crave that relationship with her. And I remember being in, like, middle school and waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe it was during a harsh episode with her and we wouldn't be talking, and I'd be like, "I need to call my mom. Like, I need to text her, like, what if she's not okay? What if she's not alive right now?" And I would just lay there being like, I'm so worried about her." And no matter how hurt or upset I was, is like, I want my mom. Like, I love her, and I just want to be okay. I wanna be on good terms. And it was so fun when it was good. Like, we
Yeah, like
had so much
she used
fun.
to be like really fun, and I think
She was goofy.
it's nice to shed light on like the good parts of her too, that she wasn't the mom that like I think about when I think about all the good times was like our mom.
Yeah.
And then the mom that, was taken away was like this awesome, funny woman. She was smart and kind. My mom was so
She
kind,
had a
believe it
really
or
big
not. She
heart.
was so she could talk to a wall. Like,
Her smile was so beautiful.
yeah,
Like,
and then
she
I
just
think that all of the chains of her demons, took her in, and that wasn't our mom anymore. I
yeah.
like to shed light on the fact that there was good parts of her. She was a good person at one point. Um, there's probably so many things that happened to her that we don't know about that
It's very true.
helped, contribute to how she struggled.
Yeah.
Um, and it's hard growing up without, but at the same time, I think that some of the things we went through is why I have a lot of anxiety now as an adult.
Mm,
Um, and I really think that you might be like that too. I
yeah.
think over the last
It's like chains of trauma.
yeah, like our mom has been gone for like 6 years now. This past
Crazy.
year was 6 years in July. And I really think over the last few years, like I've struggled a lot more with my anxiety, and I never had been like that before. I thought maybe it was just like a season, but I've noticed now, like, I still have a lot of anxiety. Like, those are things that I struggle with. I know that you struggle with them.
Yeah.
But I really feel like a lot of the things that I get anxious over, I notice like have connections to like the past and like our
Yeah.
childhood and things like that
It shaped us into who we are in so many
in a lot
amazing
of ways.
ways,
Yeah.
but also trauma is trauma, and it can really affect you. And it's so crazy with trauma how it can come up in different seasons of life when, like, you're like, I thought this was gone. Like, I thought we worked through this. And it's like, well, did we work through it or did we just suppress it? Like, did we just push it down because it was so painful? Um,
But I also
but
feel like we've never used our like past traumas as
no,
like an excuse. Like
no. And that's
there's
the most beautiful
there's no
part.
reason why you can't get your ass up in the
No,
morning, you can't go to work, you can't
exactly.
make money, be successful, hustle, do your thing. Like,
Have a purpose
yeah,
and, like,
have a
just,
purpose. This makes me want to have more of a purpose.
yeah.
Like I
And
want to be able to tell people like I understand what you're going through. I know, like I feel like it's been an avenue for me to be able to like open myself up to people a little bit more,
mhm,
especially in work. Whenever somebody's like, "You don't know what I'm going through." And it's like, I don't know particularly what you're going through, but I
yeah.
do understand the gravity of what you're going through. I think it's been beneficial for me in my life. Some of the things that we've gone through have really, really helped me in my friendships, in my career, in
Mm.
my relationships, and things like
It
that.
made you who you are, and
Made
that's
me who I am.
beautiful. There's beauty in the pain, and so often, I guess I could label it as you either have the victor mindset or you have the victim, and luckily, Sarah and I always chose to prevail through. I remember a couple days after my mom passed away, I had, like, a come to Jesus meeting with myself, and I was like, "Okay, girl,
Got to keep
get it
going.
together. Like, life is not gonna stop for you. You're about to leave for college. Your family is heartbroken right now, just as I was, but I was like, I don't need anybody to worry about me right now. Like, I have to be the backbone for my people, for my grandparents, for my sisters."
There's like no
Um,
excuse,
no, and
really.
so we kept going, and I'm so grateful that we did because it made us into who we are. Seeing how our mom was, like, it drove a work ethic in me to like be strict on myself in some ways or want more. Or I remember like we always grew up, we never were without anything, but our mom had some really, really bad spending habits. And sometimes it would be things going on in our childhood that our dad had no idea about. Like she would be spending money and like
Oh,
took a second mortgage loan out on the house and stuff. And like I remember she had a really shitty relationship with money.
yeah.
And that has like put something on my heart to be like, I never want money to be the reason that I can't do something or can't help somebody. And so it's created the work ethic in me that I have today. And she also used money over us. Like we always
Yeah.
joke, me, my sister, my
I know
dad joke.
exactly what you're about to say.
So like, all right, I'm just gonna give an example. I'm a Dr. Pepper fiend. I love it, but my mom loved Dr. Pepper. Like I'm talking,
Multiple
she would
times
be
a day,
getting Cokes,
Sonic, Taco Box,
Twin
always had a
Cronies,
little pack
Foxies.
of
If
Dr.
you
Pepper.
yes, if you know Clovis, Taco Box is the spot for your drinks. So our mom, we're kids in the back of her BMW. She has her refillable mug, and she'd be like, it's like what was her order? A vanilla cream Dr. Pepper. So we'd go to Taco Box and she'd be like, ordering her drink and then she'd look back in the back
Do
seat.
you
She'd be like,
guys want
"Do you guys want
anything?
anything?" Well, we're kids. Of course we're gonna want
Excuse me,
something.
yes, ma'am, I'm hungry.
Can I have a cheese stick and a strawberry Mountain Dew, please? Like we always would want something. So she would ask us, she was there getting stuff for herself. And then she'd order and then
She'd
she'd
be
pull
like,
forward and be like getting her
card
card
out or
out.
her
Let's say it
money.
at the same time. Okay,
1,
ready?
2, 3. Money, 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 that's all you ever want from me.
Like she would literally, and we're like, bitch, you just asked us if we wanted some food. Like what? Like we're
Oh my
kids. Like we
God.
just got picked up from
Yeah,
school.
so that's like our running joke with our dad too. Like he's in
he'll
on
go to
the
like pay
joke.
for like our dinner, and we'll be like, money, money, money. That's all you ever want from me. And like we definitely have dealt with the dark side of our
Yeah,
life
we
with
have a lot of humor.
and I think that
A
you
lot
just
of
have to
people
make
do.
light of it. Some people, it makes them uncomfortable, like how we approach it, but it's just, you just gotta laugh through the pain. Um, so there was just, I kind of wanted to give an example, of like one of mom's episodes. And you probably know which one I'm probably going to speak on, but Sarah and I have come close to death a couple times. And I think that those moments have shaped me into who I am in a sense of making me very passionate about life. Like I am so
Intentional.
intentional and just passionate about I'm here on earth and I need to be my best self. I need to breathe life into people. I need to breathe life into myself. Um, and it 100% is God why we are here. Like he
Yeah.
had intention putting us here on this earth because our mom loved us. Like, don't get this wrong, but like she was sick. So we were put in some situations where I kind of feel like we should have died. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
we
always
didn't.
speaking on like dark humor, I literally always joke around. I'm like, yeah, I've come close to death a few times. Like I might not have very many tries left.
So
So it's
literally,
just-
and like people don't know, like looking from the outside in, you maybe see me like a successful businesswoman. And like I said, I really try to be very well put together. Well, that comes from a chaotic childhood of me feeling like everything was out of control. So from the longest time, like that I can remember, everything that I could control, I did. I mean, I just was OCD queen, my room, making sure that I look okay, just making sure that I was presentable because our life was crazy and our mom embarrassed us so
all
many
the
times
time.
in front of so many different people. It wouldn't matter if it was Sarah's choir concert or my basketball game. Like
Like something
if
was
she
always
was
happening.
going through it, everybody was gonna know.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can get into
No
those
one
stories in
no
another
one got
episode.
peace. Not one person, not even
No.
the stranger sitting next to my
No.
mom at the basketball game got peace. Everyone's life was in hell that day. 100%.
If it was a day that Amanda was upset, everybody
The
was
whole
gonna
town
be
was upset, okay? Clovis, New
Um,
Mexico should be set on fire.
Exactly. So, that has been a reason why I've really just been like always tried to be very well put together because it wasn't an option for me growing up. Excuse me. So the time that I'm wanted to speak on was we got
Storage unit
we
time.
got locked in a storage
I
unit.
knew that's what you were talking about.
And maybe you can help me pick through this story a little bit, but I remember mom was on pills, just not she was in Delululand. We don't know what was going through her head, but wasn't she hallucinating that we were running from the cops?
Okay, let me just add a little bit
You
of
might remember more than
yeah,
I
I
do.
do remember this, like, very vividly to this day. This is probably, like, one of the worst days of my life, but also one of the reasons why I know that God is real. We had basketball practice. My mom was our coach on this little busted ass basketball team that we had and that she loved more than she loved us, okay?
It
We
was
had
called Live Strong and the jerseys were yellow,
the
okay?
ugliest color of yellow I've ever seen in my life. And, we had basketball practice. Our mom was our coach, and I remember there was this girl on our team who needed a ride home. So our mom put us all in the car after practice,
What was
took
her
us to
name?
I don't feel like we should say her
Oh,
name on
sorry.
here. Took us all to
I'm
McDonald's.
trying to remember who the girl was.
I'll tell you after. Took us to McDonald's and then took this girl home. We dropped her off, and my mom just lost her shit after that. She was mad
You
at
remember
my
this way
dad.
more than I didn't remember these
Yeah,
details.
she was mad at our dad for something. And at the time, my dad was not staying in our home. He was staying with my uncle or something. And I remember my mom driving over to where my dad's truck was, and she
Oh
keyed
my
the whole side of his truck from the freaking headlight to the taillight. She just shredded the shit. So then after that, she was so paranoid. She was convinced that the cops were following
And you're
us.
bringing back memories for me. Okay, I remember her keying a truck. I didn't remember that that was that night, but I remember her driving back by after to be like, "Did I really do that?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so bad." Like, that's how back and forth her personality was like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna key this truck, like, I'm so mad at him." And then she drove back, was like,
Did
"I
I just
cannot
really
believe I
do
did
that?
that." And it's like, we're kids in the back of the car, like,
Yeah,
this
girl,
lady's
you just did that,
crazy."
girl. So after that, she was dead ass convinced that the cops were coming for us. And our grandparents owned a storage unit company in
Double J
Clovis, Double J
Rentals.
Rental, shout out. Um, and she knew the keypad, and we had a storage unit. Our family did. And she, I guess, had the key on her keys. I don't know. It was so random because we had never been there, like in a
Yeah, like,
really long
she
time.
she knew the code to get in because it was
It was
gated.
like a gate, but she had to have had a key for the
The
padlock.
lock, yeah.
So she unlocked it and pulled her car into the storage unit,
Her
her
BMW 3
fucking
Series.
BMW into this little storage unit and
Close the door,
closed the door and somehow locked us in there. Like I don't know how, but I remember she locked us in there
left the car on.
and rolled the windows down and basically like told us, you know, like you guys need to breathe. Like we're all going to die in here and she was trying to kill us by carbon monoxide poisoning, all three of us. And I'll never forget it's sad. It's sad when I think about it. Um but she like passed out in the front seat. You're going to cry and I'm going to cry. Hey, but we have to be real on the podcast. I remember that she passed out in the front seat of the car and her phone was dead. She had this little like razor flip phone, this pink little
Oh,
phone,
I
and I
can
hate
see
it
it
to
in my
this
head.
day. I literally hate it. Um, and it was dead. It was literally off. We didn't have a phone, like we had nothing. And I remember her being like unconscious in the front seat, and I took that phone and I just tried one more time to turn it on, and by the grace of God, it turned on. And that is like my part of my testimony that I believe in God. And even through all of the trials and tribulations of our life, like I will never not believe that God is so real.
Mm.
It turned on and it had just enough battery in it that I was able to call my grandparents. And I was like, this is where we are.
'Cause our dad was
Our
gone.
dad
He
was,
was in Belen on
no,
the train.
yeah. And his truck was, well,
Oh, wait,
no,
no.
he wasn't gone. He was
That's
not
very
gone. He
true.
was there, but I just knew that my grandparents would know where we were.
Yeah.
So I called my grandparents and they came and got us and cut the lock off of that storage unit. However, it was on there, or maybe it wasn't
No, but
locked. I
I
don't
remember
know.
because I remember us hearing I heard the truck pull up outside of the storage unit, and it was rocks, like, the driveway of the and it was, like, multiple lines of storage units. So, like, obviously, our grandparents, like, thank God they knew which one we were in.
Yeah, because
Um,
we rented from them, so like
and
they knew.
oh my gosh, and I just remember hearing them walk in the rocks and hearing them, like, shout, like, "They're over here." I remember hearing Grand's voice, "They're over here, Kenneth." And they had, like,
Yeah,
fire or, like,
like the
uh,
big cutter
cut
dills. Yeah.
yeah, those cutter deal things. Broke this lock off, however we were stuck in there, I don't know,
Got
and,
us out.
got us out, and I remember getting in their truck, and I can see it clear as day. My mom was passed out, like, unconscious. My granddad has to drag her out of
Out
the
of this
car,
and
out of the storage unit,
yeah.
put her into the truck, and we went and stayed at our grandparents' house, that night, and I remember my mom just, like, was passed out in the bedroom. Um, it was crazy, and, like, this sounds probably silly, but, like, Sarah and I don't really sit and just talk on this. Like, I think this is the
Yeah.
first time you and I probably actually broke the story down, which is really helpful, although it's painful and sad. Sometimes you have to relive some of that stuff to be able to truly accept it and let it go. Of course, it was hard, but it is a piece of our testimony, and there's so much beauty in it.
I just, like, look back at this and I'm like, "How in the hell did we not get taken away from our parents?" Like, thank goodness, like, our dad was, like, so normal and, like,
No,
took
really.
such good care of us, but, like, I see people that go through this stuff and they're, like, being taken away, like, I mean, it's maybe the system is different now, but, like,
Mm,
there was just a lot of chaotic things that happened to us, like, that is just one of the many chaotic things I feel like that we went through, but
yeah,
I really joke around and tell people like, "Look, I've been close to death, like, multiple times," and
yeah.
I'm like, "I gotta tread lightly because I have, like, intrusive thoughts." I'm like, I have to be so careful, but also I think that it also speaks like you're talking testimony, like, it speaks to why I want so much purpose out of both of our lives.
Mhm.
Like, and I think that a lot of the maternal trauma, at least for myself, I can speak for this. I know that a lot of the maternal trauma that I hold on to regarding our mom will go away when I'm a mom because
Mm,
there's nothing more in this life
like
that I want to
healing.
be is than a wife and a mom, and I just think that it's going to heal me in ways because I will never put my children through any type of chaos like we went through, and I
Mm,
just feel like that will finally give me a sense of control
good.
in some area.
Yeah,
Um but I just think that there's a lot of healing that we've had to do and that's yet to be done,
yeah.
and I think that that's okay.
That's just life. I
It's a
mean,
life
it's
thing. It's a day by
always a
day.
process, and I mean, I think that it made us who we are, and of course, the healing journey is just always gonna be a thing, but that's the beautiful thing about life is, like, you have to keep going, and, I mean, we had pretty much I'm not saying we had excuses, but we had, like, some
There was reasons why
leeway,
we could have been badass little kids. Like,
but,
there is
like
no reason that
no,
we
seriously,
could have been
but, like,
bad.
we chose to rise above and persevere through it, and graduated high school, both graduated college with degrees. Sarah's a successful, badass ER nurse. She's 26, and
She's
I
getting old.
Sarah's an old lady.
Getting old.
And I'm 24 in real estate. I found a career that I really loved. And have been able to create a steady life for ourselves, which is beautiful. Of course, there's definitely seasons of life that have happened since our mom has passed, which I'll get into some of those in further episodes. But that's just life. Like there's just gonna be things that you go through and like
You can never use them as an excuse.
no, I mean, I remember having a season in life after mom passed, and I was just like, God, like, I'm mad at you. Like, how could you do this? How could you put me and my family through this? And you took my mom away. But through that healing journey, I was just like, no, this had to happen. The Lord has our books already wrote. Like, it does not matter what we do, what we want. Like, our journeys are written, and that's beautiful. And I think that definitely the devil was very prominent in our mom's life. Um, but that taught us so
I
much.
think that it's, like, taught me a lot of grace and a
Mm,
lot of compassion, like,
so good.
I really think that a lot of the things that we struggled with our mom was the reason that I chose to be a nurse,
Mm.
and it's crazy because, like, our environment growing up was so chaotic, and then I finally got away from that, and then there was a few seasons of my life over the last few years that were very chaotic, that I put myself through.
It's almost like self-sabotage. Like,
Exactly.
where it's like you're so used to it being crazy that finally it's normal, finally things are steadying out,
You're like, "Let me
being a
stir
little
the pot."
quiet, and it's like you don't naturally know that you're doing it, but it's like, "Oh, this is a little uncomfortable, like, let me go do this because, like, I'm not used to it." When you're used to a crazy, chaotic upbringing in life, that's all you know as a kid, so that begins to get comfortable for you, and that's not a
Like,
healthy thing, but that's all you know.
when it's
So
calm, it's not normal,
and
like
exactly.
and I really feel like that is why I work in the emergency room. It's chaotic, it's unpredictable,
Yeah.
and for me, that's comfortable. I could not envision myself working in any other type of environment. I need the adrenaline rush. I need the chaos. I need it controlled or uncontrolled chaos. Like, I just feel like our childhood is a reason why God placed me in the career that He did, because I know I don't fold under pressure. And I think that a lot of that is because
Of what
of what we've gone through.
Mhm. And it also just, like, gave us a whole different perspective of life. I mean, I I feel like I'm an old lady, guys, and I know that's crazy because I'm 24 years old. Like, we have lived some life in these 24 years, and I'm very appreciative and grateful, although it was crazy. I mean, I just have a different lens of life, and grace is a very good
Grace
way to
is
put it.
so
Just
good. Yeah.
understanding sometimes when people act a certain way, like, I just like, "Mm,
Okay.
okay." Like, it's not like, "Oh my gosh, so and so did this and blah, blah, blah." I mean, of course, we have
Like
days
you're
where we're like, "What?" But,
a little
like,
more unbothered
yeah. And
for
kind of
sure.
understanding, not making excuses, but just being like, these things happen. Hey, G-Eazy, these
Hey,
things
shout out
happen."
G-Eazy. Oh my gosh, I was literally talking about that the other day, how we used to be obsessed with
Yeah, we
G-Eazy.
did love G-Eazy. So that's basically our testimony of us growing up, which is just a chapter of my life. But a lot of people don't know that. Some people might know bits and pieces. If you're close with me, you probably do know it. If you're from our hometown, you
You
might
definitely know it.
you know something. You might not know the full story. Um, but it's my story and it's Sarah's story, and like it happened exactly as it needed to, and it has driven a passion inside of me for life, and I'm so happy to be here. Um, no matter what comes, I mean, there's good seasons, bad seasons, fun seasons. Life is just life. Life be lifing. That's
Life
what I
is
say.
life in.
um, but we're here for a reason, and I'm so happy to be here, especially with you. We made it, baby.
I
We
know it
we
sounds
survived.
cliche to always say, like, things happen for a reason,
Mhm.
but they really do.
Yeah,
Because truthfully, we wouldn't be sitting here today on this couch if we weren't supposed to have gone through all of the
very
things
true.
that we did. You wouldn't have ended up where you ended up. I wouldn't have ended up where I ended up. And I just think that it goes to speak that God is intentional,
Mm,
and no matter what, no matter if it's good, bad, ugly, we end up where we're supposed to be. And life's going to continue to challenge both of us. It
yes.
already has challenged both of us.
In so
Even
many different
after
ways,
the
yeah.
death of our mom, when we thought
Ugh.
life would get peaceful, I think that we both had some independently very chaotic seasons of our lives. Oh my gosh. I feel like I lived my whole how old was I when mom died? I feel like I lived the same 19 years of trauma in like the last 3 years. Not okay, I'm going to say like a few years back I lived 19 more years of
Well, she's
trauma.
been gone for 6 years. I'm gonna say,
Really,
5 years of that, Sarah was
yeah,
in
it
her own
literally
element, and I
aged
was too.
me.
I mean, self-sabotage is real and certain things that you end up getting involved in, and, like, it's just crazy. Like, life is just crazy,
I feel
and
like we're both now like in the come up in these very
in a
peaceful
really good
seasons of our
place,
life,
yes.
both of us really,
Mhm.
and we're
Thank
both
goodness.
like mending our relationships with God. And I feel like you have helped me want to be more in my Bible and be more intentional and present with the Lord. And I'm thankful for that, because in doing that, I feel like it continues to add to the
Mm,
good that I have going on in my
yeah.
life.
Well, and I mean, He's always there. The Lord's there through the good, the bad, the ugly, and, like, I'm coming out of a season in life that I think I had a lot of guilt and shame and unworthiness, and I lost, my walk with the Lord. I was just in a really bad place, for 2 years or so,
hmm
and, I'm finally out of that season, thank goodness. That was honestly one of the worst seasons of my life.
I feel
Um
like simultaneously we were both going through like really, really hard times, and it kind of drove us apart
Mhm.
in a sense, because I couldn't be there for you and you couldn't be there for me, and
Yeah.
we're each other's lifeline. And so that was kind of hard. But I also feel like now, like that has made us more close than we've ever been.
Yeah.
And
Maybe it had to happen though, like, we were each other's lifeline going through everything in our childhood, and thank God we had each other, Like, maybe we had to have a rough season without each other to, like, handle it on our own.
Yeah, make you
Stand
more.
on business, baby.
Okay, yeah, the business was stood on and stomped and buried into the ground. Just kidding.
Anyways,
I'm
with that
just
being said,
I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for
I'm
you.
thankful for where our lives are. We're both really
Yeah.
happy. We have amazing partners and amazing lives and
Good
amazing
family,
jobs,
good
good
people.
family, good
I mean,
friends.
yeah, there's so much beauty in our world, and that's all to the Lord.
And you should wake up in the morning and be happy that you woke up.
Say, good morning.
Good morning.
um, okay, guys. So we are planning on doing one episode a month for the time being, just seeing how things go. We might vamp it up to 2 a month later on. Um, So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this podcast. Please reach out if you have anything specific that you would like me to speak on, or any specific guests that you would like to speak on. Just from my friends that I've been talking with, they want my dad on next.
Oh, yeah, that guy is a gangster. He needs to be on here for sure.
Cecil would love
He
that.
would.
He'd be kind of
I
shy,
feel
but
honored to be the first guest, though,
of
on
course. Yeah,
Flipside.
who else would be?
Bricks.
Guys, this is Bricks right now. He sleeps upside down.
This is a good boy,
Tim's
though.
just a baby.
But
So
yeah, this was really fun, and it's fun to kind of hash out all the things
I
and
know.
see your perspective. And I definitely see how this molded you into who you are. And everybody is so lucky to have you in their life, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.